Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be playing in my Tier 8 Chinese Heavy Premium Tank, the 112. Next to me is Brennan07, my good friend. He's going to be playing in his T34-3, the Chinese Premium Tier 8 Medium Tank. And for those of you that are observant, you will notice that the tank is not in HD. Well, Brennan's tank anyway. And this last patch, Wargaming decided to give it a makeover. Made it really good looking, and they also gave it a few buffs if I remember correctly. Now, I'm actually showing you this as an old replay, and this is not in the current game, and I also don't have XVM working because, again, this is an older replay. And the reason I'm showing you this is because I actually haven't played any games in the new patch, and my reason for this is because my graphics card died. You might be thinking, okay, well, his graphics card already died once. Well, the new one that I bought was faulty. It died within a couple months. It overheated. I had smoke coming out of my box and everything. It was a real mess. Sent it back. They said that the card was bad. They sent me a new one, but the process that it took to redeem my warranty and for them to get me a new one literally took like 2 months. And so all the videos that you've seen on my channel recently have all been stuff that I had pre-made because I was unable to record anything, and so that's why they've been so far apart, because typically I try to upload at least twice a week, and they've been really far apart. So I really apologize to you guys, and thanks for sticking with me. I promise I will be doing a lot better here onward. As long as my graphics card holds true, I will have a lot more content coming for you guys, so look forward to that. But we will get this game started. Enough of my rambling. I just wanted to update you guys. I know I've been really out of the loop. But anyway, thanks again for watching my video, guys. It really makes it worth doing. It's been really tough because the last 2 months or so, again, I've been out of a computer, and it's been really frustrating because I have so much stuff I want to do, and then that coupled with being in school. I just had midterms. I had 6 exams I had to take over the course of about 8 days, some online, and then also had to write a paper. And I've been on very little sleep and a lot of caffeine. So I just finished my last one yesterday. I did well on the majority of them, and I'm finally able to relax a little bit and take a breath. And so I do plan on binging tanks for a while. For those of you that are my Patreons, look for me online. I'll be happy to platoon with you. So focusing on the game here, the map is Tundra, and I'm going to pause it really quick. The rationale for me driving broadside into the open was the enemy lineup. If you notice, they have absolutely no medium tanks, and the majority of their team is heavy tanks and tank destroyers, and typically tank destroyers will camp kind of back in this area while the heavy tanks will push the one line. And I really thought at the beginning, like, come on Brennan, let's take the hill. I figured that the one line was just going to be a huge cluster where these heavy tanks were going to be brawling it out for 5 minutes, and we have an easy time sweeping this side, pushing through, killing the tank destroyers that were here, if any, maybe the light tank, and completely taking this. And I figured it would be our presence on the hill that would ultimately win us this game. Well, I just about crapped myself when I came around this corner and saw this T-30 as well as these 2 heavy tanks, because I figured I was going to die. If all 3 of them were able to hit me, I most likely would not survive. And so anyway, I'm just going to show you what happened. So I take a snapshot on the IS-2. I am able to connect, and both of them fire at me. It looks like the IS-2 is shooting with the small gun, so thankfully I don't take that much damage. But the IS-6 is able to penetrate me. The T-30 is not able to get a shot off, but now I have the upper ground, and I do have 3 artillery behind me backing me up, which is great. But, you know, realistically it's 2 versus 3 right now, because our Tier 7 Chinese medium tank, the T-34-1, is kind of keeping his distance. He might be kind of trying to distract him, but realistically, he's probably not going to be able to do much. And then all of a sudden, 2 more IS-6s appear. Now this is really bad. The 175mm of pen that I have on this gun is extremely unreliable, and in this situation, it's not going to really be able to do much. The IS-6 comes around the corner. I go for a tracking shot, unfortunately not able to get it, but I really need to protect Brennan, as he's kind of the only way we're going to survive this situation, is having 2 guns. T-30 comes around the corner. I let Brennan get behind me because I know I can at least possibly take the hit. You know, there was a good chance he would have penetrated me, but fortunately for me, the tracks absorbed it. Now I come around this corner hoping to kill off this T-30 while he's reloading, and their IS-6 decides to shoot me. Now I can't worry about this IS-6 right now because I really need this T-30 dead. If he comes around the corner and is able to connect one in me or Brennan, we will die, and it'll be over. So we were in the pincer position. we needed to resolve that, and that's why I focused him out with kind of just ignoring the IS-6 and Brennan, unfortunately, which ultimately did lead to him dying right here. But Brennan is playing very well. His tank doesn't have the greatest armor, but you'll notice here that he is hugging the IS-6, which is the correct move to be doing, because IS-6 doesn't have a great chance of penetrating him. Unfortunately, his tank is above the IS-6, and the IS-6 is able to get a shot right there onto his turret hatch and overmatch it. And that's ultimately why he was able to penetrate. The odds of him doing that are kind of slim, but he knew what he was doing. He fired, and unfortunately Brennan kicked the bucket. But he did enough. He held his ground for 3 minutes, which was enough time for me to take out the T-30, and then also finished off this IS-6. Now we're in a 3v1 situation. We do have artillery helping me, and that IS-6 right there is vulnerable to our GW Panther, and so, you know, I want to come around, but I don't want to be too aggressive, because I know that if I just sit back long enough, artillery is going to be able to handle him, and there's no need to expose myself. But I also need to start taking some of these targets out. I come around, and I'm able to put a nice heat shell into the IS-6. I see the Jagdtigers down there. I switch to an HE shell because I don't want to waste another heat round, first of all. Not to mention, the heat shells are not super reliable on this thing, especially against that kind of armor, and so I'm going to shoot an HE shell and finish him off. Now, this Jagdtiger can kill me in 2 shots, and right now we are winning, but I also don't want to lose this game, and so I'm going to be a little bit sneaky here, and I'm going to be pushing the carcass of this IS-6 that I just killed down so I can use it as cover. This Jagdtiger kind of sees what I'm doing here, and he starts thinking, okay, I need to get out of here. But he's making himself very, very vulnerable to artillery. Now, I make kind of a mistake here. I come around the corner, and I really don't aim. I'm thinking I'm not going to have much of a shot on his lower plate, so I'll go for his upper. Now, typically, a gold shell would be able to go through his upper plate if he was facing me straight on, or if I was slightly above him, which, if you look in this scenario, I am slightly above him. But because he is driving backwards down a hill, that actually increases the angle of his upper plate, and ultimately I think that is why that shot bounced. I was really hoping it would have gone in, but you know, I'm okay with it because I'm able to keep him lit for Artie, and I'm getting some great assist damage. I'm able to reload my gun, coming out, hull down. Actually, I can't show you there, but you can see how my tank would be hull down when I drive forward like this, which gives him not much of a shot, which is awesome. See, like that? So you can take advantage of things when you have similar tanks that are dead around you. You can use their bodies as cover and make it very, very difficult for the enemy to get any kind of shot on you. So this Jagdtiger, I could, you know, I guess if you think about it, I could have taken him head on, but I really don't know what's happening in the other flank. I haven't been really paying much attention. I've been, you know, having a difficult time brawling it out on this side, and it's been a very, very intense 5 minutes. And I really want to win this game because I have done a decent amount of damage and assist. And if I take on the Jagdtiger head on, if things go poorly, he will be able to kill me. He has much better DPM than I do, much better penetration, and if I flub a shot, you know, odds are I'm not going to be able to kill him. So I decided to load a heat shell because I am not going to risk bouncing him because I have to take him out. And he is looking at me, but now he is the only vehicle left. So once that shell is completely loaded, I decide to pop over the hill. He's able to put one into me. I put one back into him, and I think, screw it, I'm just going to ram him. I'm able to turn and take him out. So kind of an epic ending to a quick and epic game. I was able to net myself 3,200 damage and 2,200 assist. I bounced 1,800 damage, which for a tier 8 premium tank in a tier 9 game, I would say those are some awesome results. Sorry, Brennan, that you died so quickly, but honestly, without you, man, we would have lost this one, I think, for sure, because if you think about it, what we did on the hill was hold back 6 of their higher tier, heavily armored vehicles. Without our presence there, and if it was just a tier 7 medium tank that went that side, yes, I guess you could argue that we could have pushed the 1-2 line very aggressively, but those guys would have been in our base capturing so fast, and the TDs would have most likely sat up on the hill while the IS-6 is capped. They would have killed our artillery, and as we came back to try to defend, that T-30 and the Jagdtiger would have probably just sniped us all to death, and it would have been over very quickly. So, you know, we did have an impact. I know it can be intimidating when you take the hill like that, or, you know, take a position and really commit to it. And it can be tempting to just bail or just kind of give up because you think nothing's gonna come of it, you're just gonna die. But if you do hold your ground, let your arty work if they have your back like they did in this game, and then bail if you absolutely have to. But sometimes standing your ground like this can really pay off. And so anyway, guys, hopefully you found this replay entertaining. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a like down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.